Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is Thursday, the 23rd, day 23 of the beta challenge. We're almost towards the end. It's kind of crazy to think how fast and how quickly that went. But anyways, today's gonna be the second episode of Throwback Thursday. So I just wanted to share with you guys my first date experience. And this is just gonna be the first time I went out with somebody. Okay, so I was about, I don't know, like 20, 19? I don't know. I think it was like 19. I had gone out, okay, previous to this, I had gone out with guys, but I never really considered it a date because it was more like friends, like just hanging out, and I don't know, I never really had like a date, like the guy comes and picks me up and then takes me somewhere and brings me back kind of date. No, I've never, even with my husband, I don't think we've ever had a date like that. Yeah, no. I'm like trying to think back, but no, I don't think we have. But anyways, so I ended up meeting up with this guy, and we ended up going out to eat. I think we were in his car or my car. I don't remember. But the point of the story is that we ended up, he ended up asking me, like, where do you want to eat? What do you want? Like, what are you in the mood for? It looks a little crooked, doesn't it? I feel like it's crooked. He's like, what are you in the mood for? And I remember being so shy and timid, like, I don't know, what do you want? Or he would ask me, what type of foods do you like? And I'd be like, whatever you want to eat is fine. Like, I had no voice. I was just kind of like going along with the ride. I remember being so shy and so quiet. And like thinking back now, I realized the reason why I was so shy and timid was because I was so uncomfortable with myself. I didn't feel like, you know, like, I guess it's kind of, I feel like kind of dumb talking about it now, just because I realize, I mean, again, I was so young then and so young-minded that I'm just like, why, like, now, okay, now my older me is thinking back to the younger me and being like, girl, he asked you out, like, he asked you out, so why are you being so shy? Obviously, you know, he knows, like, you're a big girl. He knows that, you know, he sees your size. So obviously that's not an issue. That's what I'm thinking now as I'm older, like thinking to tell my younger self. But back then, that's all I thought. Like, I can't eat a lot. If we go out to eat, it has to be somewhere where they sell kind of like healthy food, and, you know, I can't get nothing like too much. I don't want to eat in front of him. And this is just all kinds of things. Like, I guess as you get older, you start realizing just how much, like how different you were when you were younger, and how like not confident you were. For me, it was just kind of like, just thinking back, I remember being so shy. He kept asking me, what do you want to eat? I would always tell him, I don't know, whatever you want. You know, like, you pick. And then I remember he's like, well, do you like Taco Bell? And I was like, no, not really. And he would ask me like food places, or like, do you want to go to like Olive Garden, or, you know, Chili's? And I'm like, no, I don't really like that stuff. Or like, you know, even though I knew I liked that stuff, I just didn't want to, I guess back then I didn't want to seem like, or give off that fat girl impression. I don't know if that makes any kind of sense, but it's just kind of like, he would ask me, and then I remember finally he's like, well, how about I take you to, we'll just go get something to eat, and then we'll go to the spot that I like, and then we'll just hang out there. And I was like, okay. Again, I didn't want to go to like a restaurant and sit with him in front of people. I didn't want people watching me eat. I didn't want him watching me eat. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I remember we were like driving, and he's like, well, let's turn in here, and there's a couple of fast food restaurants and stuff. We can just get something and go. And I remember there was like a Chili's in that parking lot, and then there was like a Taco Bell, and a Subway's, Baskin Robbins, and a couple other places. He's like, so what do you feel like eating? I go, I guess we'll just go to Subway and just get a sandwich from there. And then he's like, okay. So we went to Subway, and I remember I was just like looking at the menu. I'm like, what in the hell do I get? Like, I don't want to get something big. You know, just all these like insecurities start coming up. And just give me 1 second. That was my husband. What was I saying? I have no clue what I was saying. But I remember dealing with all these insecurities. And these are insecurities. This is like, honestly, I don't feel like the date had even started. And I was already feeling so insecure about me. And, you know, what I was wearing and what I looked like and what I was going to eat. You know, being shy, and it was a mess. I knew I was a mess. I felt like I was turning red as I was standing there trying to order my food. And like, again, I guess a lot of the times I always wished I had an older sister or somebody older, like older sibling that I can look up to and ask questions and stuff. And I had no idea how a date worked. I didn't know if I'm supposed to pay for my half. Is he supposed to pay for everything? I didn't know if I'm supposed to pick the places. I had no clue how a date worked, period. So I just remember us going, and I'm sitting there like literally feeling like I'm sweating and turning red as I'm trying to order. And I just remember I ordered like a simple sub, something I had never ordered before. Usually if I go there, I'm gonna order like, I would have ordered like the, I think it was kind of like the chicken bacon ranch, or I would order a tuna sandwich or something like that. And I have no idea what the hell I ordered that day. I just remember I ordered something so small, and then he would ask me, do you want a soda? And I was like, no, I'll take a water. And then he's like, well, do you want any cookies or, you know, like the little extra stuff, chips? I was like, no, that's fine. Like, you know, just, I was a mess, you guys. I was a hot mess. Then I remember after that, right next to it, like I said, there was like a Baskin Robbins, and I think it was like a Baskin Robbins, some ice cream place. And he's like, do you want ice cream? We can go get ice cream. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'll just take my sandwich. And then I'm really so shy. I feel so like silly talking about it now, because I'm like, girl, you should have got that ice cream. Like, it's just funny to me, but it's the truth. I mean, you're young, you deal with insecurities. I feel like even now, till this day, I still deal with insecurities and, you know, things that I'm not 100% about and that come to myself, or that, you know, that have to do with myself. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to the story. So I remember after that, I was like, no, that's fine. We skipped the ice cream. We ended up going, I think it was like this, was it kind of like this park, or it's kind of like on a hill. I don't know what the hell it was. But we ended up going to this place that he liked to go to, and we were sitting there and we were talking, and I remember I wouldn't even make eye contact with this guy. Okay, this is how shy and timid I was, and this is how uncomfortable I felt with myself, and how and I knew that he knew that I was uncomfortable. But we were just sitting there talking. I remember we sat down, and he sat like kind of like in front of me, so that we could see each other. And I was just kind of like always looking to the side and just not making any eye contact. And it was just what could have been a really good first date turned out to be one of the worst dates, and not necessarily because of what we did, but because of the way I felt. It was honestly one of the worst dates I had ever been. Well, it was a first date, but it was one of the worst dates, even now that I'm older, that I've ever been on in my life. And a lot of that had to do with my insecurities and my feeling uncomfortable with myself and not being happy with the way I looked. And it's kind of like, I guess what I'm trying to tell you guys from this experience was that after we finished eating, we talked for like a good hour and a half, and then I was just kind of like, I was over it already. I just wanted to go home. I just felt so like not cute, not comfortable. I didn't feel pretty at all. Now I had eaten my food, and I felt even bigger. a horrible experience. So after that, he took me home, and let's just say that was the end of that. That we didn't go out again anymore. And it's kind of like now I thinking back. Sorry guys, my camera cut off. But what I was saying was that I guess what I learned from that situation then is that if you are being asked out, if you are, you know, if a guy is taking the time to ask you out, it does not matter what you look like. Obviously, they like you enough to ask you out. In order to be comfortable with that, you need to be comfortable with yourself. And that is one of the things I wasn't. And that is why I felt like that date went like completely down the drain, because I was so insecure with myself, the way I looked, what I was wearing. I didn't have, I feel like one of the reasons why I wished I had an older sister, because I feel like she would have helped me get ready. She would have gave me tips. She would have, you know, talked me through it. And I didn't have that. So I kind of just went off the top of my head and what I thought was supposed to be done. And it was just a mess. So my advice to you guys is that it doesn't matter what you look like. If a man, a guy, a boy asks you out, it's because he likes you already for your outside. For me, a date is to get to know you on a more personal level, and to interact with you and to communicate with you, and you know, learn more about you. So if he already took the time to ask you out, it's because he already likes you. He already likes what you look like. You know, that is not what is on his mind on this date. Okay, on this date, what is on his mind is getting to know you. Don't hesitate to be yourself. I know that if I would have relaxed and been myself and just like, I think I can be I'm a really friendly person. I am very, I can be pretty talkative, and it's like, I was so focused on my negatives that I didn't let any of the positive come through. I didn't let myself come through. So it was a mess. Again, just be yourself. If he asks you out already, that obviously means he likes you already, for you. So don't go into your date. Don't go out thinking, you know, that he's going to judge you for what you do, what you eat, what you look like. He's not even paying attention to that stuff. That's more like a mental thing. And if I can tell my younger self anything, is that I would let my younger self know that it is okay to be you. You know, being a fat girl is not the end of the world. And obviously, you know, you can't hide your fat. So he obviously knows what you look like and what you know, he sees your size. So don't let that, you know, keep you from having a good time. And that's pretty much all I have to say for this video. I know that first dates can be very, very intimidating, and they can be even harder when you're a bigger girl. But it's not the end of the world. Smile, be yourself, you know, focus on the date rather than yourself, or the way you look or what you're wearing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if I'm 100% in love with this video because it cut off in the middle, so I don't know what I left out. But if it makes it to my YouTube channel, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys in the next Throwback Thursday. Bye.